I'm George Riles. I'm here at Archery Learning Center. I'm going to show you how to set the starting angle on a hinge release. But before I do that, remember you can get lessons from me at improvemyarchery.com. You can get in-person lessons. You can get remote lessons via Zoom. All you got to do is take a look at my calendar, improvemyarchery.com. You can pick a date or a time that works for you. I'll also come to your club and do a full weekend workshop that covers everything target archery or bow hunting, that any question that you might have. And send me an email and let's pick a date and talk price for a whole weekend seminar at your club or archery shop. So anyway, I get a lot of questions from people about how to know where to set your hinge start. And most people have a tendency to set the start of their hinge way too fast. So they have to really emphasize the thumb and forefinger so that the release is maxed out all the way forward. So when they pull that back, their hand is all wound up with crazy pressure and they just can't seem to make their hinge shoot on time or consistently on time. Another thing that they may notice is that your hinge may not shoot in the same place as your button. In UltraView, they have made these two releases identical twins, so it makes it a lot easier for you to shoot your button and the hinge in the same hole. But some people realize that they still don't quite shoot dead on. And the main reason is because if you shoot the button release in this attitude here at full draw, most people have their hinge release set up like this at full draw. So now you see the position differences on the hinge and the button head. And as you roll that release, your hand is in a totally different shape against your face. So that's why if you do have a button and a hinge, that's why they don't shoot in the same spot, or why different releases will shoot in the same spot. It's because your hand is a different shape here at your face, causing a little bit of an angle. So this release is set so that you don't have to, it's designed in a way that you can pull this thing fully with two fingers and just have your ring finger just sort of ride along, right, with the effort. And the way to set that up is first, I'm using a little air bow here, but you can just use a piece of string, is I'll set this up and I'll put all three fingers in it fairly firm like this. And then I'll just check it. You see, I can pull that back without putting any crazy angle. This one happens to be set up for me already. And the first thing I do is set the click speed. So when I pull this back, saddle, pretend that the pin is on the target, and then I make this lateral move here, I want to hear the release click just as soon as I get to my anchor. So I'll set that click speed with really good pressure on all three fingers so the release aid is balanced, and then I can draw that back and then make the move to click, and it'll click when I hit my anchor. So when you set that up, just double check it when you get there and pull in and come to anchor like so. Make sure your click comes. Then you can set your fire speed wherever you want that to be after the click. And I have my release speed much quicker than a lot of people after the click, because that first move to the click, dink, and it's ready. I don't want to have to go through a whole bunch of slack after that to make the release fire. So I keep that the fire part of the mechanism set fairly close to the click. But the main thing that you want to know is have good balance. Don't set it so tight that you have to pretty well pull it one-fingered in order to stop it from clicking or stop it from going off. And you can get the attitude of the release to match with your button or your other releases. When you master how to do this, you can take a whole box of releases and they'll all shoot in the same hole pretty much, unless there's crazy extremes on either end. But that's how that works. Make sure that when you're testing your release, if you're doing it with just a piece of string, do it with light pressure to kind of mimic what your holding weight would be on the bow. Don't pull quite so hard. And when you get there, make sure that the click goes off right when you get to your anchor. So that way, as soon as it touches, I might actually speed this one up just a little bit, but that's pretty good right there. When I make that lateral move, I want that click to click. There we go, that's it. And I'll practice with this quite a bit to make sure that it's working the way that I want it to. But that is how you set the starting angle of your hinge. You want to make sure that it's not overly maxed out. Make it balanced in your fingers, so then you can draw with balance. You can comfortably pull more weight. And if you end up with forearm pain right up here on the top of your forearm, that may be a signal that you're drawing one-fingered and with too much tension, and you may want to level your release off a little bit by setting the starting point a little bit farther back into rotation. So that's it for today. That is your thing a week, how to set your starting point of your hinge, and I'll see you next week.